SpeedGaming 4. Welcome to another race. Week 4 of the Super Metroid multi-category tournament 2022. My name is Tony, and I will be tracker for this race. I'll leave my mic hot to add some comments, but this will be a mostly commentary race. This week we do have Nasarius versus Chrono racing each other in full countdown, random start, and dodge control. What that means is full item randomization with a countdown showing you how many items are in each area. Random start, so it doesn't necessarily mean that the runners will start with it, but the map will still be vanilla and dodge control is still on from previous week. Looks like we're about to start. I will be mainly focusing on tracking, so good luck to the runners. I will be adding some commentary though. This lower Northward start might be the first one that I've seen in this race. There have been some async seeds with various start, or sorry, lower Northward start, which will always start you with Varia. They're gonna find Morph Ball down here, and they will find either bombs or power bombs, and one of Plasma, Wave, Ice, and Screw Attack to get through the Key Hunters. And I like what Chrono did here, taking the save with the Varia in case he takes a death. I do need to remember I need to track. This stream can be very annoying without the fire fleas. But Nasarius makes it out, Chrono also not having any trouble. These flames deal 30 damage with various suit, so best to avoid. Chrono taking some extra time to farm, really smart save by Nasarius. Ideally, the runners want to find either Plasma or Screw to get out of Three Musketeers. Oh, careful. These seahorse enemies, I don't know their name, but they take 10 shots with the pea shooter. Yeah. It's a rough start. I've definitely taken several deaths from Key Hunters and those seahorses. Look, thankfully Nasarius took a save here. Did not lose that much progress. However, he still needs to get out of... Still needs to grab these power bombs and grab this this item here, which... Ooh, Spazer. Forgot that was an option. I don't know how many shots this is, but it is a lot. And with 0 E-tanks and only Varia, these... Oh, Nasarius taking another death. Yeah, these Key Hunters will one-shot you. Not the beam that we deserved, but it's the beam that we got. I want to say it might be 100 shots, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. Chrono has one more Key Hunter to get through. Nasarius having to play this very careful with only 7 health now. And unfortunately, we'll find Spazer. Oh. Let's go Nasarius. Alright, nice. I like taking it safe here. And unfortunately, about to find out. I mean, 1 HP versus 99 HP against these key hunters, basically the same thing. You do need to worry about this Viola here, though. And these seahorses. However, this is... yeah. Nasarius will probably get some health drops from these key hunters, but they do tend to drop small health, I think. Also, I swear I clicked this button. Alright, 2 items in Upper Norfair. There still is 1 more item in Lower Norfair, so the runners have been paying attention. They may come back sooner rather than later. And with the Lower Norfair start, that missile pack, Chrono can check wave, the wave area, but cannot check speed booster or the Norfair reserve. Looks like Nasarius did get a big health, so getting out of single chamber won't be too bad. The nice thing about Lower Norfair start is you do get that Varia suit early. So Varia plus Morph, that's already halfway to go mode. Just need Gravity, either Ammo or Charge, and 1 of Speed or Ice. Basically halfway. Looks like Chrono is bailing on the wave checks. If he doesn't find supers there, then those are the only 2 checks he can do. And Nasarius getting out. Very nice. There's X-Ray at Cathedral. And another thing about not having supers here is Chrono won't be able to get back to that Bubble Mountain area. But he'll find supers sooner rather than later. $1,840 damage per shot. Still too much math for me. Just keep blasting until they're dead. Yes, Ice is a 100-shot fight. So you're doing Series Ridley 3 times. And there are supers. One thing about skipping the wave check is if Chrono decides to come back, they can also route in Croc. Again, if you don't find exactly supers at wave missiles or wave beam, then you will have to come back anyways. Since you can't check Norfair Reserve or Speed Booster without supers. But let's see, Nasarius is doing the wave check. Reward you with a reserve. And running out of missiles, so not able to check the wave beam item. So yeah, because of this farm here, it does make some sense to skip this for until you have supers. This farm plus the green doors. Nice wall jump. Personally, I would just leave the room and come back. But Nasarius is a much better player than I am. And let's see what's that ice beam and wave beam. Supers and power bombs. So Nasarius getting rewarded with supers, able to check these 5 additional items in Bubble Mountain. Ooh, there's Charge Beam for Chrono. So Chrono has found all the majors. However, additional health would be nice. So if Nasarius finds some health or some supers... I guess supers not necessarily the best since Charge Beam is here, but still very nice for the Ridley fight. Nice crumble shaft escape. In order to check Norfair Reserve, Nasarius will need to do this D-boost. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, Chrono going up, maybe potentially checking the crate area, getting some information on that boss and potentially another area. Red Bryn having 0 items. I wonder after this boss check if Chrono goes up to Green Bryn Criteria or if they go to Croc. Crate has 0 items. Of course, this being boss Rando, taking the save here. This could potentially be Dragon, which Chrono does not have grapple or spring ball high jump, or enough power bombs or supers even for Crystal Flash escape. Ridley, he has Charge Beam, but this is not the greatest Ridley fight. Especially with 0 tanks. Nasarius finding, I think, 1 E-tank plus 2 reserves, so much better health. And this is Dragon. There was an item in East Meridia, but we know that it's probably not Gravity. It could be, I mean, Gravity could be at Botmoon, but chances are it isn't. It's nothing stopping you from being there, but we will need a lot more majors before. We'll check a lot more majors before checking that. Oh no, might be trying to farm another super. Not sure what they're planning to do coming back to this area. Perhaps they forgot to check the item count? That's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like Chrono just wanted to check how many items were in East Meridia. Might have forgotten to check the first time around. Nasarius does have Crystal Flash ammo, however, Suitless Dragon's still not fun, especially without grapple. Looks like Nasarius not checking Crumble Tower. Looks like Nasarius coming back and checking Crumble Tower. Very good decision since they will be rewarded with charge. Chrono going for Power Bomb. Power Bomb Farm, I believe. I don't think he intends to check this X-ray item. Easier with Varia, but because this is full countdown, you see the 0 at the top left. He knows that there is no major here. Green Bryn 1. Nasarius also heading up to check the crate area. I imagine if you're checking crate, you're probably gonna want to do Green Bryn and Criteria. But there is an opportunity for divergence if Nasarius chooses to head back down and go to Croc, which does have its own area and its own item count. Chrono finding his first E-Tank. Can make a lot of these checks a lot more comfy. He does have Varia, so damage is less of an issue, but seeing that tank just makes me as a runner feel better. And Chrono opting to skip the longer checks in Green Bryn. If he finds the major here, he doesn't have to check the slower checks. This area is also more dense, so the chances of the item being here feel higher. Nasarius does look like he's going up to either Green Bryn or Wreck Ship. So no divergence here yet. Chrono skipping the rest of Green Bryn. Could be thinking to check criteria majors first, and then heading back through Blue Bryn to get back to Green Bryn. There are 3 criteria majors, so going for the denser area. Now this could pay off, but if gravity is in Green Bryn and Nasarius finds that, then Nasarius will have a chance to catch up. Since this is random start, criteria can have suits. So Chrono could find gravity here, or it could be somewhere else. So Chrono skipped Edacoon's. He also skipped Mission Impossible and Spore Spawn. I think, yeah, maybe we can pull him in for an interview after the race and ask what his decision making was when skipping through Green Bryn. The other thing that might be going in his mind is he is facing against Nasarius. I think these two runners are very equally skilled, so any advantage you can find by skipping an area, since there's only one major in Green Bryn, if it's not gravity, you can probably just skip it. Oh, and another thing about this week's settings, because it is random start, there are various tweaks enabled, so BT will have to be fought if you pick up the item. Rushship E-Tank is available without killing Phantoon, and the item in GT, the GT missiles that usually require space jump, does not require space jump. We're checking Gauntlet. I don't know if he checked back of Gauntlet prior to coming here. I like doing it just so that I can reset. We'll see if he resets after front. Or maybe he peeked an item that I missed. I did say I was supposed to be tracking. Okay, so he did peek it. Alright, and he's resetting. It's also possible that the one major in Green Bryn is locked behind speed at Waterway. Looks like Chrono even skipping out on these 3 criteria majors, or just checking mode first. He does have charge, he does have Varia. Okay, yeah, it looks like he was just checking the moat area first before heading down to Blue Bryn. I like that a lot, since you could head all the way down, be missing one item, and it could just be at mode. but it gets rid of the thinking, oh, is it at Criteria Peeps or Shaft Supers? Or is it just mode that I could have just checked? So Nasarius heading down to Edakun's area. This could be big for Nasarius, since Chrono did skip this area. And yeah, chat also pointing out, checking mode first could mean that Chrono wants to commit to meme route, heading back to Green Bryn through Blue Bryn. And Nasarius rewarded with Wave Beam, the one major. So no Waterway today. Oh, Speed Booster for Chrono. But since Chrono did not check Edakun's, he might be baited into checking Waterway. But the movement advantage is going to be very nice. Chrono already had 30 supers, thus having charge, choosing to skip these supers. Personally, I would grab them, but perhaps he's respecting his opponent. And there's high jump. All the movement items in Criteria area. And Gravity, there it is! So that is go mode for Chrono. This is looking to turn out to be a pretty quick seed. So not getting baited by Waterway since it's go mode. That is correct. He does need one more E-Tank. But there are 14 of those in the game. It's pretty easy to come across one. Chrono making some, I would say, calculated skips, skipping the Bubble Mountain area without having supers, and skipping a lot of Green Bryn, knowing there was only one major there, and getting rewarded for it. Wreck Ship has 3 items. Chrono not even gonna bother checking the ocean missiles. Already essentially in go mode. Another beam would be nice, ice or plasma, but definitely not required. I believe he's taking the safe here in case this is Ridley. He does not want to lose all of that progression. Meanwhile, Nasarius also checking mode. Let's see if he heads back to check the rest of the Criteria majors before heading to Wreck Ship. Looks like Nasarius is committing to the CWJ. Best case scenario for Nasarius here is if this boss is not Phantom. Otherwise, you will be searching for these 3 majors in Wreck Ship. And it is Kraid. This is good news for Nasarius, however, Chrono does have quite a lead right now. That is Kraid down for Chrono. Not even checking behind Kraid for an E-Tank. With so many visible items, I agree with this play. I would have checked it, but I could see this being a good play. Unfortunately, Nasarius doesn't have the speed booster. The longer he goes without that, the more time Chrono's gonna gain on him. Very nice charge quick kill by Nasarius. Nasarius also not checking Kraid, knowing that it is not going to be a major. Already has 4 tanks, plus 2 reserves. Just looking for that gravity. Since he already knows that there's nothing in Red Bryn, already cleared out Green Bryn, I'm sure he's going to go back to Criteria to find the last 3 majors. So this, to catch Chad up, this was an LN start. And Chrono has made quite a few good skips. Choosing to skip out of Bubble Mountain without supers. He did have the one missile to check wave, but opting not to do that. And the major wasn't there, so that was a very good play. There are 2 majors there in the upper north area, and both were on the left side. And also skipping Green Bryn with only 1 major, heading straight for the density in Criteria and finding gravity there. Gravity, speed, and high jump, all in Retro Bryn. West Meridia has 1 item. I believe Lower Norfair also had 1 more item. And East had 1? The rest of the items might be on series. I've never seen that, but this game can be wild sometimes. Chrono, interesting, is checking these majors. Looks like he values the majors more than the minors, which makes sense. You can find a beam here. Still needs the extra E-Tank, but it's not gonna be... shouldn't be too hard to find. Choosing to pick up this super. Probably anticipating a Ridley fight. However, he did skip a few supers earlier. But still above 30. It's very nice to have for the Ridley fight. skipping beach and the other area. Skipping all of Yellow Maria. Chrono just wants to go. Doesn't have time for those checks. Very nice bot tween fight. 2 round with just missiles, or just supers. It is possible to 1 round with supers, but I do not trust myself with doing that. Yes, watering hole. That was the name. One thing Chrono could have done was skip Meridia boss, skip Parade boss, and head straight to Lower Norfair. Since he does know that Dragon is at Parade's lair, he could just finish up Ellen first and come back for Dragon before heading to Meridia. Bot twin kill versus the bot twin skip doesn't save that much time depending on equipment, but that's just a minor nitpicky detail. This looks like it is Ridley. I need to track. Very nice Ridley kill. Very nice HP, and there's the Go mode E-Tank. Chrono did find a reserve tank, so it didn't actually need this E-Tank, but it is nicer to have 3 E-Tanks. Faster too, you don't have to wait for the reserve drain. Yeah, I decided to just hot mic it. In case the runners wanted to hear somebody's thoughts. Checking one of the sand pits. Checking the left sand pit since it is closer to the exit. 2 E-tanks. Opting to grab at least one of them. Still taking off high jump boots just to make this jump easier. Still no update on Nasarius' stream. However, I imagine he is very close behind Chrono's tails. Should have founded that gravity suit, plus the high jump and speed booster. Already having crate down. So just probably trying to go mode some bosses. Chrono, not turning the high jump boots back on and having speed booster, making this jump much more difficult than it needs to be. But remembering to turn it back on, heading to Crate's lair to defeat Dragon. And I like that Chrono grabbed the extra tanks here. Doesn't look like he's going for a spark kill, but Dragon can be a mess without grapple or without your normal beam combination. Usually you have X factors for this fight. Nasarius did have an ammo lead, so their Dragon and Ridley, the Ridleys should be about the same, but Nasarius might have a lead going into Dragon. However, we are not sure where he's at. Hopefully he has the recording. Elevator stuck, wait for fire department. And in case you missed it, this was a Lore and Warfare start. Chrono expertly dodging these goops and finishing Dragon off with his last missile. Very nicely done. Looks like he will be taking this farm and possibly checking this item. Ooh, rewarded with space jump. I was gonna say I would try to skip this boss and just refill at the crate refills, but because you have to wait for the Dragon Death animation. But space jump, that's a great item. Chrono does choose to take these refills here. Also need to remember to click buttons while while chatting. And also opting to take an additional super farm here. The last boss is Phantoon, but having extra supers is always nice. "34 minutes in, right before Nasarius went offline, Chrono did have a lead. He skipped. So this was an LN start. He skipped the wave area. The only miner he had at the time was missiles. However, there were supers behind Wave Beam. Whereas Nasarius checked all of Bubble Mountain, finding those supers. So Chrono found both majors and was able to skip a lot of Upper Norfair and left. They both took the same route. They both checked Dragon was at Kraid and then went up to Green Bryn. Red Bryn had nothing. And there was only one item in Green Bryn, and Chrono decided to skip a lot of Green Bryn, looking for density, which Criteria turns out had 3 items, which were all of High Jump Boots, Speed Booster, and Gravity Suit, putting him in go mode. Minus energy. So Chrono did have a slight lead heading into this, but it's not something that's insurmountable. Both these runners very, very good at the game. Let me just Google exclamation R. Please follow the runners. They are putting on a great show. They have been for the past 4 weeks and will continue to do so for the rest of the tournament. Not a lot of divergence, but Chrono taking a lot of calculated skips and getting rewarded for it is how I would describe this race so far. We'll have to echo chat's concerns that getting stuck in an elevator is not fun. Nasarius does have a beam advantage, and with getting go mode so early, that could also come into play. I like this from Chrono, skipping the Mickey Mouse area. I've been stuck in an elevator once. I got a free Starbucks gift card for my troubles. Looks like Chrono is checking this item. If this is plasma, that could be very, very helpful. And that is just an E-tank. That's helpful. Looks like he has supers equipped. Looks like he's just gonna do a super kill on the metal pirates. Getting 4 missiles from that pirate. Still not a lot of missiles for this upcoming Phantoon fight. However, he could farm the flames. He could choose to farm the bugs. We'll see what he decides to do. Looks like he is farming. So these bugs have a very, very bad missile drop rate actually. Unless they're at full health. So picking up that E-tank might have been a crazy heads-up play to farm missiles at the bugs. But I like this, just going straight for the Phantoon fight. Farm the flames, you'll have a better chance at getting missiles there. Ooh, getting a fast. Not what you want to see when you have low missiles. Getting, I think, a medium eye open. I also forgot that Chrono had charge. Both runners had charge. So it still is nicer to do the Doppler fight, but you can use charge if you wanted to. And to answer Chrono in Raging Phantoon. So Nasarius was behind when his stream froze. But this Phantoon in Rage might put Nasarius in the lead depending on how his movement has been the past 20 minutes. Well, taking down Phantoon, very nicely done, and getting out of Northern Warfare. All he has left is Mother Brain. He does not have Ice Beam, so will not be able to Zeb skip. I don't believe Chrono does the speed Zeb skip. I think Nasarius might. I'm not 100% sure though. And I've definitely seen a race be determined by speed step skip before. Oh, looks like we do have Nasarius back. So it looks like I'm gonna wager that Nasarius, after finding that gravity suit, went straight down to Lower Norfair, went up to Crate, defeated Dragon, and potentially bought Twin Skipped. We will find out after this fight if he heads straight for Turian or not. I'm certain he found gravity, high jump, and speed. So I will be checking this off. And that is a dead Ridley. Not sure what Chrono is looking for. He has charge. He has 7 E-tanks even. And there are no more majors left in Upper Norfair. I have to imagine he's looking for supers or forgot about the countdown timer. Psychic speed booster. And looks like Nasarius has the lead here. Kind of hard to tell. They might converge at Everest. Also, the timers are desynced after the stream freeze. Nasarius did find that wave beam at Green Bryn, which may be a factor in the Mother Brain fight. This is a very close race. However, Chrono is looking for additional supers, I believe. However, only rewarded with missiles. Is taking this refill. Both runners will have to do Power Bomb Metroid rooms. So this refill, very smart. It looked like Chrono had the lead for a while, up until the stream freeze. And I imagine their movement was fairly similar for boss fights. However, this additional time that Chrono's taking for these minors, definitely costing him. Yeah, chat pointing out that Nasarius did do these extra checks. Does have a lot more ammo than Chrono. So those extra checks did pay off at the cost of some time. Looks like Nasarius tried to do the strat where you aggro the Metroids by hitting the Rinka with the PB, but wasn't able to quite get the other two Metroids. I think after Chrono checks, Chrono knows there's a super in the front of Gauntlet. I think there might have been another super in the back. I imagine after these two checks, he will head straight to Turian. Let's see if Nasarius goes for the baby skip here. Looks like he is choosing to damage down. Not even bothering with baby skip. Very nice spark from Chrono to get into Gauntlet. I believe 2 ammo packs back here. Nasarius with the charge wave phaser, not even bothering with the speed zeb skip. I like this. If you're not comfortable with it, if it takes like 3, 4, 5 tries, it might just be faster to kill the zebs. Meanwhile, Chrono just entering Turian. Nasarius saving 15 supers for the catch-up phase. Once the catch-up starts, he's 15 supers away from finishing off Mother Brain 2. This makes the fight a lot more comfy for some. And especially with the beam combination that you're not familiar with. This is neither the old nor new route beam. That pointing out that Chrono has the E for stand-up. Which, unfortunately, he also has the weaker beam combination. And there's the catch-up phase, passing the supers. That should be Mother Brain 2 down. Also damaging down. Very quick baby cutscene. Rather, the train phase is very short. The cutscene still takes the same amount of time. Meanwhile, on Nasarius' side, baby goes down and about to start Mother Brain 3. Nasarius is one escape away from finishing the game and winning this race. Beginning of this race, it looked like their movement was fairly similar, but Chrono taking the extra safety, definitely costing some time after skipping it. And with that, Nasarius does finish in first place with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 20 seconds. GG's Nasarius. we are joined by Nasarius. GG Nasarius.
Hey, thanks.
So we missed about 20 minutes of your race.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, so like earlier today, my router just kind of died, but then it was fine. But then suddenly during the race, it decided to die again. So I was like really upset and rattled with that, and trying to reconnect it. Eventually, I did, but then OBS had like given up on reconnecting and decided to wait another like 8 minutes before it finally reconnected. So yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I noticed it was disconnected. I was disconnected from chat at Fentoon, so I'm not sure what you missed before that.
So we saw you head down the elevator. So you fought the wreck ship boss, went back for the criteria items, and you were stuck on the elevator for about 20 minutes is what we saw.
Oh man. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, but this was a pretty close race. Interesting lower Norfair start. Chrono actually decided to, after getting out of lower Norfair, you did have a couple of deaths in the beginning, so he did have a little bit of lead there. But also getting into Bubble Mountain, he saw the missiles, and instead of heading up to Wave Gate, which is what you did, and getting those supers, he did go to the west side of Upper Norfair, and was able to find both majors. So he was able to get a bit of an advantage from there. Meanwhile, you had to check all of Bubble Mountain, and it was all miners there. He also chose to skip the one major in Green Bryn. I'm interested in his decision process. We'll pull him in soon. But yeah, he skipped the wave beam at Green Bryn and got to gravity, speed, and high jump much quicker than you did.
Interesting.
Yeah, you guys had basically the same route, but it looked like Chrono was taking some calculated skips, perhaps trying to make up for like a movement advantage or something.
Yeah, I think out of that I still got the advantage of running into a ton of supers, so I had a easier everything with that.
Yeah,
it looked like he was still hunting for supers at the end, and I had like a ton early on.
Yeah, with the amount of skipping he was doing, I thought he would be aggressive and take the Mother Brain fight with just the Spazer beam. But he did end up picking up additional supers, which did give back that time that you spent.
But yeah, I think that's a smart strategy to skip a bunch of stuff when there's only one item in the area and it might be nothing.
Yeah, I like that decision. Although if it is gravity, then you're just kind of out of luck. However, you could head down to Criteria, get the items there, and then head back to the Green Green area. So I think there must have been some risk versus reward in that decision making. Hopefully, we'll get him in as well. One thing I wanted to ask was because of finding Dragon early, getting Gravity Suit. I wonder, we didn't see it on your stream, but did you by any chance head down to Lower Norfair before doing the Kraid area and Dragon Meridia area bosses?
No, I decided to do Dragon first, even though it was arguably slower if I got like Plasma or whatever. But yeah, I remember there was an item in East Meridia. I thought maybe it's behind Dragon, and it was. It's Vanilla Space Jump is seen very often.
Yeah, gotcha. So it looks like, or it sounds like you both took essentially the same route then.
Okay.
There was opportunity for divergence there. Yeah, it just sounds like you both took very similar routes.
All my boss fights and everything were a mess because I was always worried about the reconnecting and everything. But
gotcha. Yeah, dealing with OBS issues while trying to race at the same time, not a fun experience.
Yeah. No deaths or anything though, just a lot of pausing and fiddling with technical stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, even on your elevator up Red Tower, I think you were facing forward for quite a little while, maybe also trying to fix the issues. Meanwhile, Chrono looks like he's saving the animals. I'm gonna mark him as done, see if he wants to join for an interview. Spoilers, he did finish in race time, so...
Yeah, otherwise I think that was pretty straightforward. Just making the choice to check wreck ship. That I guess worked out well enough because I could kill the boss, but
Yeah, Chrono went straight down to Retro Brain, got the gravity suit. I was worried that Fantoon would be in wreck ship. I think there were 3 items in wreck ship, so if Fantoon was there and it baited you into searching those 3 items, having that high jump and speed booster advantage for Chrono would have been pretty big. But luckily, it was just trade. You did not get baited into full clearing wreck ship, and you got your gravity suit. And this was a lower Norfair start. What are your thoughts on that?
yeah, I actually hadn't practiced that, so that didn't go great.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you could have one of 4 or 5 items to get out of the key hunters. And Spazer is probably, I would say, the second worst of the options. You can get ice, you can get wave. Ideally, you get plasma or screw and just, you know, get out of there right away. But yeah. Chrono also farmed the fire fleas a little bit, so had full health going up to the Hodarubi Mistle location. Alright, looks like Chrono will not be joining us for an interview. GG's to Chrono, GG's to both of you. And I believe that puts you into 2-2, Nasarius?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not expect you to go 2-2. I expected you to be further, like, potentially 3-1 at this point. This tournament has a lot of killers in it. It is a very strong tournament.
Yeah, it's been rough losing a couple close races to pretty close opponents, so not surprised to take those losses, but kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, not really. GG Chrono, and yeah, thanks for comms and tracking and everything.
Alright, GG's to Nasarius, thanks for the interview. Let me check the schedule real quick before I sign off. So it looks like we do have another race. We have 2 more races, one with a confirmed restream. We have Papa Schmo versus the Crane at 11:10 Eastern on SpeedGaming. And we have quite a few more races tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I've been Tony. Thanks for watching all. Make sure to follow the runners. Make sure to follow the SpeedGaming channels. And with that, we will see you next mission.